Is Ministry still worth seeing in 2022? Stay tuned and find out. Kick it! Alright, before we get to the Ministry review, 2 weeks ago I did a free record giveaway and I told you guys you'd have a great chance. I got a small channel here, but I do appreciate all the new subscribers. Thank you very much. Growing a little bit at a time. Appreciate that. So the video that was included with the free record giveaway, of course, which was the Styx record, The Mission, it only had like, I don't know, 120 views. I always hope to get 100 views, so I was happy with that. And really only 4 people commented with bands that they thought should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So you have a great chance to win this record. I'm not no mathematician, but I'm thinking 4 people, you have 25% chance each and every one of you. So we had Wayne Motley, Zep Pearl, great channel here from Chicago. I'm going to put links in the description to a lot of cool stuff that I'm going to talk about this video. And a guy, I think his name's Seth, and another guy, I'm going to get the name straight, put him on a piece of paper, and we're going to pull him out of a hat. I need to find a hat. Alright, couldn't find a hat real quick, but I have my vintage. One of my favorite, probably my favorite sitcom. I love Love Boat, and I love Welcome Back Kotter. Love watching that stuff. So, in my vintage Welcome Back Kotter trash can, I will pull the name out of the lucky winner of the Styx record. And so I'm talking about Ministry today. I'm going to give away Styx record, and I'm wearing a Cheap Trick shirt. How much more Chicago area can you get? Alright, the proud winner of the Styx record is Mr. Zep Pearl. Alright, I thought I'm saying that right. I know he loves Zeppelin and it's got Pearl on it. So Zep Pearl. There's no easy way to message anymore on Facebook. What a pain in the butt. So if you want to shoot me your email in the comment section, and then I'll email you, and of course then erase your email from the comment section. Or I have Instagram. I have the Brian's Funhouse Instagram. I think you could send me a message through Instagram. Hope you don't have it, or if you have it, hey, you got 2 nice copies of it. I'll be sending this to you. And thank everyone. You know, like I said, I'm more than happy. I shoot for 100 views per video. Some of my videos have way more than that. Some just have under. But this has been fun. It's been fun to blab about music, toys, and movies, and all kinds of stuff. Speaking about blagging, we're going to go to the Ministry concert. So I'd like to give first the whole experience of the show, and of course my history with the band. I saw them at the Riviera Theater, the Riv in Chicago is what we call it. Holds around, I think, 2,500 people. My history with that place, the first show I saw there was either the Dead Milkmen with Mojo Nixon or Revolting Cocks, Skate Nig's Mentors. But I should bring up Revolting Cocks. I love this record when it came out. Loved it. Beer, Steers, and Queers. Perfect record, and I bring that up because obviously Chris Connolly singing on this was also, you know, the singer of So What on my favorite Ministry record, and of course Al Jorgensen, you know, had a big part in this. Fell in love with that whole wax track scene. I went to the old location of the store many times, and just, this is an old sticker thing I have here. I did hear they're opening up, or they have like an industrial music museum here in Chicago. I think you have to pay to become part of the museum. They're looking for artifacts. I don't really, this is like the only cool thing I have, and I'm sure he already has this. So through that whole scene, I learned about Ministry. I always kind of knew about them as some like pop electronic, some kind of something band. This is their early stuff here. And then Al Jorgensen, you know, of course, went crazy. And in 1989, I believe this is the thing that came out, Mine's Terrible Thing to Taste. This will have it framed because I have it hanging up. It's got Al Jorgensen's autograph on it. And picture of me meeting him there. Easily one of the nicest, you know, rock stars I've ever met. He's a really cool guy. I met him because this book was coming out. Again, I'll have links to this. I'll check. I'll only put a link if there's some available. If this book is sold out, then why tease everyone here? Ministry, Prescripture, The Visual History, Melodic Virtue. They just did a Butthole Surfers book, and they did some other books and things as well, so check them out. I mean, I know there's the Wax Tracks movie that came out recently, not too long ago. There's lots of books, lots of stuff. Of course, you have to read the story about Al Jorgensen himself and his book. Crazy. It's insane. He's 63 now, I think, and the fact that he is still alive after all this boy has put himself through and all that he has done. If you like stuff like The Dirt from The Crew, yeah, this is a little more intense than The Dirt. Mine is a Terrible Thing to Taste. When that came out in '89, I needed that. I lost my grandmother in October. I lost my dad in November. And this record came out, and I needed something hard and heavy just to kind of pushed me through. You know, emotionally I was a wreck. I was a freshman in, you know, community college. What am I going to do with my life? You know, I've just lost two important people to me, and this music really just helped me push me through. I was able, you know, to go to the clubs and all that stuff and just listen to lots of music, and music just helped me, as it does with a lot of people. So yay to music. That's why a big focus of this channel, obviously, is music. So I worked 7 to 4, got off work at 4, because I always like to get off work if I can a little earlier to beat that crazy Chicago traffic. Chicago traffic for old time's sake. Took Lower Wacker for a change. Love Lower Wacker. I remember driving it, as you know, like I said, in the years that I was like club hopping in college. I always loved the weird lights of scariness Lower Wacker Drive. The Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer-ness of Lower Wacker Drive back then. Got to the area around like a little after 5 o'clock, which ain't too bad. And an hour in Chicago horrible traffic is not too bad. There was about 8 people in line at the Riv. They were going to open doors at 6 and the show's at 7. So get there a little after 5, only like 6 to 8 people in line. Went a few blocks over, got, you know, some chips and a soda. Come back, or a pop, and come back, about 8th person in line, and just that hour went by quick. There's some really cool. I met a guy from Indiana in line. We talked about, you know, the whole scene from way back then, what kind of groups we liked, and it's always nice. I used to be a lot shyer. As I get older, I just don't care, and I don't just start conversations with people in line for no reason, and it helps pass the time. Let me in at 6, ran right upstairs. I knew I was really tired from work. I knew I didn't really want to be on a crowded main floor. So yeah, I wimped out, went upstairs, grabbed the front row of upstairs to look over. The Riv is an awesome place. The Metro, the Vic, and the Riv are just amazing places to see shows here in Chicago. Metro holds around 1,100 people. When I was in that band, I was lucky enough to play there. Vic, I think, holds around 1,400 people. Again, when I was in band, I was lucky enough to play there. The Riv, always wanted to play there, and to me the Riv was like hitting it. If you play the Riv, you were a big-time rock star. Holds like 2,500 people, I believe. Unfortunately, never had a chance to play there, but I've seen so many amazing shows there. So this industrial strength tour, I believe it was Ministry, Frontline Assembly, and KFMDM, and then COVID, and then let's play it here, and now let's move it to this date, and this date, and then this date, and then Helmet was brought on, and Frontline Assembly was brought off, and then it was all of a sudden, hey, it's happening March 31st, 2022. It's going to be Corrosion of Conformancy, Corrosion of Conformancy. Some words I just can't say. COC, the Melvins, who I've always heard of, and I have friends that have seen them that always love them, and then Ministry. So it wasn't really an industrial tour anymore. So I was like, kind of bummed, but still looking forward to seeing the other bands. First band on, right at 7, was Corrosion of Conformancy. They're from North Carolina. Big, I'd say like a hard rock, heavy metal, little punk just blended in there. Sludgy, kind of loud rock. Great. I loved it. I don't know if all their albums are like that, because I heard they started out more like punk band, but I'm for sure. And that's the tale of thing, is like when you see a band and you don't own any of their stuff, you see them live, and they make you want to go out and purchase some of their stuff, you know they put on a hell of a show. So COC, great show. I'm looking forward to purchasing one of your albums. Let me know in the comments below which album I should purchase, because I don't have any of that band. But I really like the singer. Their drummer was amazing. I think they have a new drummer, John Green or something. He was really good. And speaking about drummers, the Melvins are up next. Always heard of the Melvins. Of course, I love Kiss, and they're Kiss fans. They're, of course, part of the early Seattle, Washington kind of scene. Their guitar player, Buzz Osborne, you know, the crazy hair, and now it's all gray. Puts on a great show, great guitar player. Again, it's a band that I don't have any of their things. I may have a song or two of theirs on comp. They made me want to go out and see some of their albums. It was loud. Not the kind of music that I prefer, because I do prefer hooks and more of a poppier sound to things in a way. But for sure, I wouldn't mind purchasing an album or two of these bands. Both bands put on a great show. And speaking about drummers again, the drummer for the Melvins, oh my lord, he was amazing. And I told some friends, and they're like, yeah, that's so-and-so, and he's really good. Mr. Dale Crover. He was an amazing drummer. So if you're a drummer and just like to watch other amazing drummers, like not like technical Dream Theater Rush drumming, but just powerhouse slamming, great drumming, this is a tour to see. These all three drummers from all three bands were really, really good. Yeah, he was good, and the Melvins were good. And then, of course, Ministry comes. That's why you're watching this video, to hear how Ministry was. This is my 4th time seeing them. I first saw them 1992 Lollapalooza. They put on a great show. Saw them in Tinley Park, where everyone, including myself, was in a pit, and we threw mud, and we pushed each other, and threw more mud, and then we pushed each other more, and then we threw mud at the security guys, because, it was revolution time. And I saw them again, Ministry, and when I lived in Florida, in St. Pete, Florida, in 2006, when they were on tour with the Revolting Cocks, but it really wasn't the Revolting Cocks from the Beer Steers and Queers kind of thing. So it was an alright show. And I saw them at Riot Fest in 2017. There, they again had kind of all new people in the group besides Al Jorgensen. Great show. That was a really good show, and that's what kind of pumped me up. I'm like, yeah, maybe I will see them again, because it was always rumored, are they stopping? Is Al Jorgensen had enough? Is he retiring? Are they coming back? I think they even played shows that, this is the last time we're playing in Chicago, and here they are. So, March 31st, 2022, Ministry hits the stage. They are on tour, kind of this industrial strength, but then they also put out their newest album, Moral Hygiene, so they're kind of trying to promote that as well. So their encore, I think, consists of 2 or 3 songs from this, Moral Hygiene. I'm sure they'll probably tour again and just play a lot of stuff off of Moral Hygiene. I've only played this through once. I really liked it. A lot of their later stuff can kind of sound the samey, so you do have to listen to a little more to pick out things of what makes every song kind of individual. It's a cool little hockey book I got, by the way, with Al Jorgensen on it. So they took the stage, and they started off with Breathe, one of my favorite songs from A Mind is a Terrible Thing to Taste. I love Breathe. And then they did Missing and Deity from Land of Rape and Honey, which is the record before Mind is a Terrible Thing to Taste. And then they did Stigmata, again, what a great song. Super Not from, which is cool that they were playing other like Al Jorgensen project songs, from 1,000 Homo DJs, Super Not, of course, Black Sabbath song. It was really good stuff. And then, one of the biggest surprises, and probably one of the happiest I've been at a show, they ripped out 2 songs from Palehead. I love Palehead. Palehead was just like, I think it features Eric Spicer from Naked Reagan on drums, but it's got Ian McCaw from Fugazi. He sings songs, but Al took over singing them. And I loved Palehead. They put out some songs on Wax Tracks, and I had that tape and played the hell out of that tape when I was at, like I said, like a very depressed time, and that tape that meant a lot to me. So hearing them play Don't Stand in Line and Man Should Surrender, I have those on, and I'm showing the album those songs aren't on, but anyway, I'm showing Palehead stuff. That was just fun. I was just upstairs and just like, yeah, I was sitting around some pretty cool people. We were just chatting about stuff. But not while the band was playing. We were considerate. And it was just really cool to hear those songs. I was like, this is good. And that's what's good about their sound, is because a lot of it is, when he sings, he's singing through effects and a lot of their samples and stuff, So a lot of their sound won't age because it's electronic in a way, if that makes sense. So they're still an awesome band to see. And I know he's had a lot of guitar players and people in and out of the band, but the current people, and I apologize, I don't know any of them, I don't think. I'll have to look into it, but this review's going to be long enough anyway. But it's a solid band right now. So this is, if you're on the fence, like, should I go see Ministry or not? It's a solid band. They're putting on a hell of a show. Should also mention the stage show, they had the old chain link fence drawn across. It was not as, as hooked up and as hardcore as the original one when they did, on that tour that they had it, where they filmed the video, in case you feel like showing up live or something, where kids were like jumping out the chain link. But it was just for looks kind of thing, because none of the fans actually made it to the stage. But it was awesome to see the old chain link brought back too. So that was cool. After the 2 Palehead songs, they did Burning Inside. Again, one of my favorite songs. This is the 12-inch single for that. Love Burning Inside. Oh, that was fun to hear that. I show a lot of records because that's the main thing this channel is about, records. So, New World Order, of course, that was the album that kind of broke them into the mainstream-ish, MTV and all that stuff. Psalm 69. New World Order, they did Just One Fix, and then they went back and did Thieves. That drill. Thieves is probably the coolest usage of a drill and samplings from a movie in a song, I would think. Thieves. It's amazing. And during, really, from Breathe on, there was a little pit. And the age of the audience, I would say, was from like 20. So I saw some young people in line, easily early 20s to probably early 60s. And all those ages were involved in the pit. There was even a part of me when they started playing Palehead. I'm like, I'm so tired. I don't want to push people around. I almost went. My lazy old butt almost went all the way from upstairs to go downstairs to get involved one last time. I figured one last crowd surf, one last security pulling me down and throwing me to the side of the stage, one last people pushing me, one last some guy boot in my face. Let's go for it. Nah, I'll just sit up here and watch the other guys do it. But I'm sure there were some like older dudes that had to go home and explain to their kids like why they had a shoe mark on it. What's wrong, Dad? Dad relived the glory days at the ministry show last night. It was cool because all the shows are always people with their phones, and that's why I went upstairs. So I knew I wanted to film a little bit for this review, which I've been showing here the stuff. But it was a cool amount of people just like, screw the phones, man. We're just gonna have some fun, and that's what rock and roll is all about. So they closed their set list with "So What" from "A Mind Is a Terrible Thing to Taste," and that was great. The visuals, the light show, the attitude of the band, everything was just great. A great concert. Can't say it's my favorite time seeing Ministry because of that Lollapalooza show the first time I saw them. That was epic. But man, did they sound really good. And when I saw them in 2017 at Riot Fest, I really liked that performance too. So Al Jorgensen, man, give it up for him. He is still angry and screaming and out there putting out some pretty good music. So, and then after that, the encore was a few songs from the Moral Hygiene. I kind of knew that they were going to come back, obviously, and play a few of those songs. So I took that chance to get through the crowd upstairs because it was I wouldn't say it was sold out, but it was pretty packed. And I bought a Ministry shirt and just looked at all the merch as I was listening to the other songs. And I got Jump on Traffic, because there was a show at the Aragon Ballroom, which is like right across the street. They had it was some pop artists, I think, and they had a huge crowd there. So I was, it's all about, Chicago shows are about beating traffic to get there and then trying to beat the traffic, get the hell out of there. So I did leave as they were playing their last song. So I committed that concert saying, I'm old. I gotta beat traffic. But I was home before midnight, so that's a good thing. So all in all, yeah, I was overall very happy with the performance of all three bands, and it was a well worth performance to see. So hope you liked my review. Let me know if you've seen this tour in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching.